All right, let's go. So day number 16, and today I want to talk about why you should never sell bad shit online. So basically why you should never sell something that you're not proud of, something that you don't like, something that you don't support, something that just doesn't have longevity in most cases, right? So basically never selling stupid shit. And there are many ways to look at this, but first of all, we can think of one example, right? And that is with the lottery winners. People who become rich overnight and then they lose all of it. Why? Because they never learned how to actually make that money, how to keep it, how to invest it. They never learned anything. They just got lucky, right? And why I'm saying that is not just because of that, but basically your life doesn't really change, or at least it doesn't change for the better when you hit the jackpot without putting in the work, or at least having some kind of predictable path to success. And what do I want to say about that, right? Because sometimes I get way too philosophical here and so on. But think of it like this. You still have 40, 50, 60 years to live, right? And that means a lot of days. So 10 years means 36K days, 3.6K days. And if you live 50, it's like, let's think, 17K days. That's a lot, right? And then if you add the hours, it's even more. So you still have a lot of time on this earth, right? And what are you optimizing for actually, right? In most cases, and I just had the team call, and this is what we actually answered, because we also have a question of the week where we try just to make sure that we also think of other things outside of work, right? Because work is just one component, but it's like the first piece of domino. And if we look at the world, right, everyone has to sell something, right? Because that's how the world works. We exchange resources, and that's why there's a house here, right? Because someone made the house by exchanging resources such as work, labor, materials for money that was, let's say, gained by actually working a lot of hours, right? So basically, whenever we work, we exchange money for time in most cases, right? Ideally, over time, we also use that money to actually invest it so it works for us while we sleep, right? Like right now, I was just checking my investment account and it went up by 1 or 2K. Probably not 2K, by 1K. So $1,000 without me doing anything, just because Tesla stock was rising in the past week or so. So, and as you can see, money is actually always being printed, right? Like there's an abundance of money. That's the least of our problems. But the only reason why we don't have it in most cases is just because we don't sell good shit. So we probably sell stupid shit. And by that, I don't just mean products, but it can also mean products. But even our time, if we offer a bad service, if we offer data entry, right? And it's okay to have that as a starting point, right? But like, I could take anyone under my wing, let's say, right? And I could make them from a data entry person. Of course, it depends on what they want. If they want to be more than that, but like I could teach them so many other things and get them from like an income of $500 to 1K to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, depends on their time. And after all, we all can achieve much more. But in order to basically make more money, have more freedom, basically have everything that you actually want, right? Because even happiness, if you want more happiness, you can to some extent buy it with money, right? Because what do you actually want? Happiness probably means that you can afford most of the things that you want. Either, let's say, your favorite coffee each day. Just last night, actually, I bought some Some, I don't even know what it actually is. It's a company called Space Goods. I'm following the guy on YouTube. He's documenting like the journey of creating his e-commerce brand, and uh, I'm trying to think how much it cost. It cost, I think, like 60 euro, $60, and that's for around, I think, 60 days of that powder, which is more so for energy. It has mushrooms and other things, and honestly, I'm pretty sure I don't really need that, right? So it's more so just like a reward for me, but also for that company, because I know they are selling something that's decent in terms of quality, and I also like their marketing, you know. So it's a mix. It's a mix. I also have watched the person on YouTube, so I know their intention is good. I mean, it is a mix of money, freedom, but also selling something that you like, something that you're kind of proud of, and something that you can actually sell for a long time, right? Because let's think of it like this. If you sell, what could you sell for a short time? Like the new AI thing that's out, right? You'll sell that while AI is booming. And I mean, that's all right. That's not actually a problem. But if you're selling something that's low quality, then the main problem, and this is where I wanted to go eventually, was that you're hurting your reputation. And honestly, you really never want to do that, because for most of us at least, like I mentioned earlier, we'll live for a long time. And if we will live for a long time, we will be around, we will probably be around the same people. And let's not forget, the internet right now is actually like our playground, right? This is where you find all the opportunities, but also where your reputation is, let's say, is where you make it or break it. So that's why it's really important to think ahead of time, right? That's why I'm making these videos. Maybe someone will find this helpful, because I have a longer vision in most cases. That's my personality, let's say. So to each their own, but you can think of everything like a chess game, right? Or a video game, let's say, like World of Warcraft. So think of it like that. If you think of it like that, would you do something that's doing you good in the short term, but then later on it's not? Probably not, right? It's just like most people, me included. I was drinking a lot in high school, so way too much. I mean, I was probably number one overall in school, even though I wasn't drinking on the weekends, but I was drinking during school. And some could say that's worse, and I mean, could be worse, but that was where I was actually not finding joy, right? And it's just like not being happy with where you are in life. It's probably because you took some bad decisions. And it's the same when you decide to sell something, be it your time, a product, or anything like that. If you don't sell something that you like, you'll eventually get burned out. You'll eventually lose interest. You'll eventually have all the negative connotations that come with it, right? Like if you do something that's, let's say, not ideal, right? I'll use the word ideal right now just because I don't want to get into other things and start explaining too many other concepts. But that's why you should never sell stupid shit online. Just because it's not helping you in the long run. It could help you in the short term, but always think of the fact that, is it worth it to sacrifice, let's say, 20 or 30 years of your life for a short gain in the short term, which might either mean one day, right? Like someone who is, I don't know, going to cheat, right, for one night and losing their entire 20 or 30 years with someone, or someone who might, let's say, promote something that is not even sure what word to use here actually, but let's say that you're promoting a shit product or scamming people, right? Think of crypto and stuff like that. Like you'll never see someone in crypto who made it and then either became a billionaire in most cases, or is respected, and that's why you also need to know what you actually want in life. Like, do you want respect? Because most people actually want respect. And as we know, if we look at the people who live the most in this world, it's the people who, yeah, to some extent might have money, but at the same time, that's not the only thing. It's also about the people who live in places where there's a social aspect to life, like south of Italy, Japan, the Mediterranean area. So there are a couple of places, right? And if you look at the components, because everything can be seen as a puzzle, right? So you have multiple pieces that you can look at, and if you analyze, you'll see that as social aspect is very important. So that's why never sell stupid shit online, because you're just going to ruin to some extent your reputation, your possibility of connecting with other people, and honestly, that's one of the most important things overall. And I mentioned why earlier. So not to make this way too long, I also have a call that I have to join right now. So we'll see each other tomorrow on day number 17. Bye.